now we have the yellow going, and it's the same procedure. We'll wait for our out time now, which in this case is 30 seconds after the minute. And now we have our out time, and it started 13.3 seconds ahead. So it's taken into account the error on the outbound leg. So it's pretty much the same procedure on the inbound leg, that is the second leg of the event. Again, 5 waypoints, including the start and finish. So we went through the start. We're just going to go back around that same loop, but the waypoints are a little bit different. I'm going to pull over here and let this car pass. So the speed limit here is 40 miles an hour, and we're getting farther ahead. You can see we're 18 seconds ahead now. You can see the yellow LED came on, which means that we're within 0.3 of a mile of the next waypoint, which is this intersection up here at the stop sign. And now it found that waypoint. The red LED is on for a few seconds. Now the red LED went off, and we're headed for the next waypoint. The next waypoint will be at the next, just past the next stop sign at the intersection where we're going to turn right. And it'll go through the same sequence again. When it's within 0.3 of a mile, the yellow LED comes on. And then when it sees that it's close enough to the waypoint, it will automatically hit the waypoint. The red LED will come on. It will adjust the mileage. There's the red LED in the intersection. Now it turns out that at these lower practice speeds, especially as low as 35 miles an hour, it's extremely difficult to get close to your target time. It actually gets easier the faster you go. That may seem counterintuitive, but there's good mathematical reasons for it. We're just being considerate of this bicyclist up here. See, we're pretty much on time. And we're going to get a little ahead of time. The next waypoint is at the next stop sign, which is a couple miles away. And there we'll turn right and head towards the finish, which is the same place as we started the first leg. But that speed limit is 25 miles an hour in that residential area, so we'll want to be a little bit ahead when we get to that second to last waypoint at the intersection. This little lull here gives me a chance to thank our videographer, Val Sagetti, for being patient enough to go along on this test ride. So we're about 8 seconds ahead. And there's the last waypoint. And the yellow LED comes on, signifying that the next waypoint is near. And we're getting close to the finish line here. And again, the ahead-behind time has frozen at minus 0.58 seconds, and the leg was 4.612 miles long. And that's all you have to do. Now, during the event on both legs, the box has been keeping a log of what happened at each waypoint, at the start and each waypoint along the way and at the finish. And that log is written on the SD card. So one of the things we can do now that the event, in this case the practice run, is over, is take the SD card out, take it to our laptop computer at home or in a motel, and take a look at the log. We can print it out. We can see what the latitude and longitude was for each waypoint, how far ahead or behind we were at each waypoint, and what the mileage was at each waypoint. Now the unit also has another mode. Suppose you don't have an SD card in the box. Then it's in what's called free run mode. It defaults the target speed to 70 miles an hour, and you can just go ahead and run, push the push button once, and then you're running a course and seeing the mileage and seeing the ahead behind time. Then it has another version of free run mode. Suppose you put the SD card in, but the SD card doesn't have the waypoint information for the event in it. In that case, it's in free run mode, but it allows you to push the push button and log the latitude and longitude and ahead behind time and mileage every time you push that push button. So if you're setting up a practice course or you're wanting to revise the race parameters, you can use that logging feature in free run mode 2 to then take the SD card and examine the log and use those results for your own waypoints. If you want to change your target speed, that's a simple text file called ts.txt, and you do that in your laptop. And instead of 35, we'd put in the number 155 for 155 mile an hour target speed. Not in this electric vehicle, but in maybe a Corvette. So you can change the target speed. You can use the standard race parameters. You can create your own race parameters. And you can see how you did. So that's the end of this little portion of the video.